Good day, Sophomore Flames. This is Ma'am Marge, and this is another week of video discussion for our subject Gen 006 Ethics. Okay, now this week we scheduled for you to have your quiz 1.1, so we shall only tackle one lesson for our discussion, and that is Module 5 Morality of Hinduism and Islam. And of course, here are your learning objectives. Okay, so at the end of the lesson, the students should be able to state the basic tenets of Hinduism and Islam, and you should also be able to compare both beliefs in terms of their ethical standards. All right, so let's talk about the Hinduism religion first, and this is the Hinduism religion is being represented by this symbol. Okay, this is called the Om symbol, and this consists of three curves, a semicircle, and a dot. Okay, so where are the three curves there? This is one, two, that's three, a semicircle, and a dot. Okay, so those circles, those curves and semicircles have a deep meaning. Okay, related to the Hinduism religion. Okay, so the lower left curve, which is the largest, is this one. Okay, that's the lower left curve. Okay, and this is the largest among the three curves, and as well as the half circle. Okay, and this is actually a symbol of the waking state of consciousness. All right, so its large size means that this is the most common state of mind. Okay, so because this is always what we are actually in the state that we are in. Okay, this is always our waking moment, and this consists a very big portion of our lives. Okay, the waking state. Okay, so malaki daw yung kanyang curve kasi that constitutes the part. Okay, the part that it occupies our lives. Okay, so most of our lives we are on our waking state of consciousness. Okay, now the upper left curve, this one, okay, the upper left curve, okay, symbolizes the unconscious state. All right, so in this state of deep sleep, the person does not get any dream. Okay, so the unconscious state, the person doesn't get any dream, whereas compared to the middle curve, which is technically the lower right curve, okay, represents the state between deep sleep and consciousness, also known as the dream state. Okay, so again, the largest curve there is the waking state. The upper left curve there is the unconscious state, no dream, but there is a juncture between the waking state and the unconscious state, and that is the state between deep sleep and consciousness, also known as the dream state. Okay, so makikita mo siya, medyo nasa gitna siya nung dalawa. Okay, so sabi ko nga, the Om symbol in Hinduism is not just because they represent the Hinduism religion. Okay, how the characters were written, okay, how the strokes were written, how it looks like, okay, is actually has a deeper meaning. Okay, so unconscious, waking state, dream state. So sabi nga, pagitan ng unconscious at saka ng conscious is the dream state. Okay, so that's the juncture between these two. Kaya nasa gitna siya, nakasulat siya sa gitna. Okay, and in this state, okay, one can view the world behind closed eyelids. That's why tinawag siyang dream state. Kasi di ba pag sometimes, of course, when you dream, it's like looking into the world, looking into the state of the world kahit nakatulog ka. Okay? Overall, the three curves represent the entire physical phenomenon. Okay? So this is us, kumbaga, parang ito. Yan. Okay? Itong tatlong to, ito yung na-experience natin. Okay? Now, the semicircle in the Om symbol, this one, okay, that's the semicircle in the Om symbol, separates the dot from the curves and is a representation of Maya. Okay? Maya is believed to prevent us from reaching the highest bliss state as represented by the upper curve. Okay? The dot on the symbol is used to represent the fourth state of consciousness, okay, where a person comes to rest and achieves the ultimate aim of all their spiritual activity. So ito yung kumbaga yung the dot on the Om symbol is actually parang the final goal of a person. Okay? After all of his or her spiritual activity, this should be your goal. Okay? And this is absolute state, and it's the highest state of consciousness. Alright? So that explains the Hinduism symbol called Om, okay? And the three curves, the semicircle, and the dot, what they mean. Okay? Now in Hinduism, they don't believe in one God, okay? So they have a lot of gods, okay? But the major, all right, major gods of Hinduism would be Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, okay? Different Hindu communities may have their own divinities whom they worship, but these are simply, different ways of approaching the ultimate. Okay, so when we talk about Brahma is the creator. Okay, he is the creator. This one. However, Brahma is not worshipped in the same way as other gods because it is believed that his work, that of creation, because he's the creator, has been done. Okay, so yes, all things came from him. Okay, he was the creator of the universe, he was the creator of everything, but he was not really worshipped as compared to Vishnu or Shiva, because Brahma, since his work is already done, he's already created everything. Okay, tapos na ang kanyang trabaho. Okay, as compared to Vishnu and Shiva. Now Vishnu, the preserver, Vishnu is this one. Vishnu, the preserver, is believed to be linked to a very early sun god, and is considered by his worshippers to be the greatest among the gods. He is also referred to as Narayana. Okay, Vishnu preserves and protects the universe, which was created by Brahma, protected by Vishnu, okay, and has appeared on the earth through his avatars or reincarnations. So you will know already that Hinduism believes in reincarnations to save mankind from natural disasters or from tyranny. Now Shiva here is the god that is part of the Hindu Trinity, okay, along with Vishnu and Brahma, and he's considered to be everything by those who worship him: creator, preserver, and destroyer. In Shiva, the opposites meet. Okay, Shiva, the destroyer, is a necessary part of the Trinity. Bakit sabihin mo, bakit destroyer? Bakit kasama siya sa three major gods of Hinduism? Because they believe, okay, without destruction, there can be no recreation. O, diba? Parang this kind of like is quite similar with Taoism, the yin and yang symbol. Okay, one cannot exist without the other. Okay, the good cannot exist without the bad cannot exist without the good. Okay, so parang gano'n din si Shiva. Okay, because they believe that without him, without destruction, okay, there can be no creation. Okay, so those are the three major gods of Hinduism. There are still a lot of gods and goddesses in the Hinduism religion, okay, but these three are the major gods of Hinduism. Okay, now the the moral injunction of Hinduism lies in the heart of the teachings in the Upanishads. Okay, so as a whole, Upanishad teach the individual soul, the Atman, okay, on earth is in a state of suffering because of its attachment to the senses or to the pleasures of the flesh. So we cannot we cannot reach now the fourth state of consciousness because as of the moment we are tied to our senses and to the pleasures of the flesh. Okay, the Upanishads are philosophical religious texts of Hinduism, okay, also known as the Sanatan Dharma, meaning eternal order or eternal path, okay, which develop and explain the fundamental tenets of the religion. Okay, the name, the Upanishads, okay, the name is translated as to sit down closely, as one would listen or one would do to listen attentively to instruction by a teacher or other authority figure. So parang ang sinasabi dito sa Upanishads, technically or literally, it means to sit down closely. And what the Upanishads tells us is that this writings, okay, must be listened to attentively by all people who practice Hinduism. Okay. At the same time, okay, Upanishads has also been interpreted to mean sacred teaching or revealing underlying truth. Okay, the truths addressed are the concepts expressed in the religious texts known as the Vedas. Kaya sabi dito, the Holy Spirit of Vedas. Okay, which Orthodox Hindus consider the revealed knowledge of creation and the operation of the universe. Okay, so the Upanishads deal with ritual observance and the individual's place in the universe, and in doing so develop the fundamental concepts of the supreme oversoul, which is God, okay, known as Brahma, okay, who both created and is the universe. He's the one who created the universe, and he is the universe, okay? And that of the Atman, the individual's higher self, whose goal in life is union with Brahman. Okay, this works define and continue to define the essential tenets of Hinduism, but the earliest of them would also influence the development of Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, and after their translation to European languages in the 19th century, philosophical thought around the world. Okay, so their sacred teachings, okay, are all indicated in the Upanishads, and that's the Holy Spirit of the Vedas. Okay, now I want you to watch this video. Okay, this is actually a summary of what the Hinduism religion is all about. Okay, so kindly please watch the video I have prepared for you.
Hinduism is the ancient religion of India. It's the third largest religion in the world with over 1 billion followers. And the majority of Hindus do live in India, which is the only Hindu majority country in the world. For many people, it's very difficult to understand what Hinduism is, because in so many ways, it is more like a disorganized religion than an organized religion. Hinduism has no founder. It has no common language, no common deity, no common scripture, no common ritual. All of the things that we think about when we think about bounded, organized religion. Most Hindus would believe that we all have a soul, and that soul is a reflection of God. So that individual soul that we all possess means that our natures are inherently divine, that we can know God by going inside of ourselves. For Hindus, the soul is reincarnated over many lifetimes, and the goal of Hindu life is to achieve liberation from the cycle of rebirth, liberation from the cycle of suffering. For Hindus, it's not just that humans have a soul, but all sentient beings have a soul, including animals. So in India, one will see the multiplicity of depictions of the divine. You will see the divine represented in animal form, for example. One way to think about this notion of our souls being inherently divine is through the Hindu greeting of Namaste, which is a traditional greeting in India. And it literally means the divinity within me acknowledges and salutes the divinity within you. So in this simple greeting, we see a core Hindu theological belief that's articulated. In the most ancient Hindu text, the Rig Veda, there is a verse that says, God is one, but the wise call God by many names. Or truth is one, but the wise call truth by many names. So built right into the heart of the tradition is this notion of pluralism. There is no way to convert to Hinduism. It's different strokes for different folks. When I was growing up as a Hindu, my parents would tell me there are many paths up the mountain, but they're all leading to the same place. And so at its core, Hinduism has a great deal of respect for the other world religious traditions and recognizes them as equally legitimate paths to understanding ourselves and understanding God.
Hi, YouTubers! Alright, so that briefly explains, okay, the concept or the religion of Hinduism. Okay, so it's actually we all have souls. Okay, and the final, the utmost goal of each and every Hindu is to make your soul one with God's soul. Okay, so that's the ultimate goal for the Hindus. Okay. Now, about the ethical standards of Hinduism, okay, so there are two underlying principles in the Hindu world that are and have been shared by virtually all Hindus: the Dharma and the Karma. Okay, Dharma and the Karma. Okay, so again, I mentioned a while ago that the Hindus, okay, Hinduism believes in afterlife and reincarnation. Okay, kaya nga sabi niya, Vishnu was able to protect the earth through his different avatars or reincarnations because they believe in reincarnations. Okay, so these principles, the Karma and Dharma, okay, fundamentally inform Hindu conceptions of moral thought and action. Okay, so when you say Dharma, okay, Dharma, which is righteousness, okay, one of the most complex and all-encompassing terms in all of Hinduism. It can mean religion, pwede siyang i-connote sa religion, law, duty, order, proper conduct, morality, righteousness, justice, norms, okay. As such, okay, Dharma fundamentally underlies conceptions of morality and ethics in Hinduism. Okay, Dharma, okay, puts things in their proper place. Okay, creates and maintains order and balance. You follow Dharma, you create and maintain order and balance. Okay, in the vast compendium of literature known as the Dharma Shastras, okay, Dharma is examined from virtually every imaginable angle. Okay, from the proper performance of sacrifice, kingly duties, cultural norms, sexual relations, and everyday social rules such as manners. Okay, so when you talk about Dharma, it's in everything that you do. Okay, so sabi dito, in order for us to reach our ultimate goal in Hinduism, okay, you must be righteous in everything that you do. Okay, to act dharmically, okay, if you practice Dharma, okay, is in essence to act appropriately. Kung anong estado mo sa buhay, ganun dapat ang pag-act mo. Okay? What is appropriate is determined by the context, okay, in which the action is to be performed and who is performing it. Okay? Different people have different dharmas. Ibig sabihin, ikaw, yung mga kailangan mong gawin sa buhay in accordance with Dharma, okay, might be different with someone who has a different social standing from you. Okay? Kasi nga, di ba, sa India, they believe in the caste system. Okay? Wherein the society, the people have been, segregated into the different classes. Okay? And sabi daw, okay, different people have different dharma, sorry. One's caste, okay, the caste system, one's position in life, okay, one's gender, all determine what is dharmic in a particular instance. So a man's dharma, okay, will be different from a woman's dharma. Okay? So it depends on what you are as a person. Kung ano yung dharma na kailangan mong gawin. Okay? Now, karma, okay, karma lives, is in relation to dharma as well. Okay? Karma is understood in Hinduism as a universal law of cause and effect. Okay? Positive actions produce positive effects. Negative actions produce negative effects. To act dharmically, if you practice dharma, is to act in a karmically positive manner. If you do dharma, if you follow the things that you need to do to perform dharma, okay, depending on your status in the society or depending on your gender or age, okay, it acts in a karmically positive manner. So pag ginawa mo ito, positive karma ka. Okay? When one acts dharmically, one necessarily produces positive karma. Ayun na nga, sinasabi ko kanina. Kapag practice mo ang dharma, if you practice righteousness, then you acquire positive karma. Okay? This karma is cumulative. One accrues karma, positive and negative, not only throughout the course of one's life, but throughout the course of one's multiple rebirths. Okay? It is karma that determines one's rebirths. Because they believe in reincarnation, that's why they have to be righteous. Kasi if you are righteous, you produce positive karma. And depending on the karma that you have accumulated in your life, okay, yun ang magiging basis kung paano ka ma-reincarnate. So kung puro ka negative karma, okay, negative actions, okay, your reincarnation might not be as good, okay, might not be good. All right, so that's the Hinduism beliefs. Okay, they believe in reincarnation, they believe in dharma, they believe in karma, they believe that in order for you to acquire positive karma, you have to be practicing your dharma, you have to practice righteousness. Okay, so that's for the Hinduism beliefs. Okay, that's the ethical standards of Hinduism. Okay, you do good, you receive positive karma, then you will have a very good chance of being reincarnated in a positive way in your next life. Okay, so dharma and karma and reincarnation. Okay, all right, so now let's move on to the Islamic religion. Okay, so this is the symbol for Islam. Okay, and this is their mosque. Okay, so Islam is partially based on the Judeo-Christian religions. Okay, it has a monotheistic message. Okay, they believe in one God. Okay, as compared to Hinduism, wherein they believe in many gods. Okay, and follows some sort of the same principles as Christianity and Judaism. Okay, the followers of Islam, the Muslims, okay, believe in one God, Allah, and believe Muhammad. This is Muhammad. All right, this Muhammad was his prophet. Okay, so morality in Islam encompasses the concept of righteousness, good character, and the body of moral qualities and virtues prescribed in Islamic religious texts. Okay, the principal and fundamental purpose of Islamic morality is love for God and love for God's creatures. Now here are the 5 pillars of Islam that Muslims follow. These are the sacred pillars that they need to follow. Okay, so we have here what we call the Shahada, Okay, and this is the obligation to profess faith. This is a statement of faith. All Muslims must recite at least one time in their lives. Profession of faith, the Shahada. Okay, the next pillar is the salat or salah. Okay, and that's the obligation to pray. Okay, so this is a daily ritual prayer of faith done 5 times a day. So for those who are living close to Muslim communities, okay, you would notice that they have kind of like a siren. Parang may tumutunog sa kanila kapag that's usually 5 times a day. Okay, and that's actually a signal for them to do the salah. Okay, or their obligation to pray. Okay, so that's 5 times a day. Okay, another pillar that is being followed by Muslims is the zakat. Okay, this is a tax paid to benefit the poor or those in need. Okay, and this is another pillar of Islam is the Saum, or the obligation to fast, and this is done during the month of Ramadan. Okay, so this is actually a way for them to parang hindi naman pahirapan, pero parang it's one way for them to in a way do suffering. Okay, para naman para ma-internalize nila that in suffering, okay, you will be able to attain pagka na-overcome mo yung suffering na yan, you will be able to attain, okay, enlightenment, for example. Okay, now another pillar, okay, and this is actually one of the talagang mga dream ng mga Muslims is to do Hajj. Okay, and Hajj is the obligation to do pilgrimage to Makkah. Okay, this is a pilgrimage every Muslim must do at least once in his or her life. Panata. Parang ito yung sacred panata ng mga Muslims. Okay? If he or she can afford it, to the holy city of Makkah in modern day Saudi Arabia. Okay, so Makkah is actually in Saudi Arabia. The pilgrimage begins on the 7th or 8th day of the last month of the Islamic lunar calendar and ends on the 12th day of that same month. Okay, so those are the 5 pillars of Islam that Muslims follow. Now, for this is actually the holy city of Makkah, and you might be wondering what those white dots there. They're actually people bowing down to this one, because this is the sacred this is their holy city. Okay, and this is their ultimate goal. Kailangan nilang magawa. Parang it's a dream for them, especially those who can afford it, kasi medyo mahal ata ang pag mag-pilgrimage ka dyan sa Makkah. Okay, parang you really need to have enough money in order for you to do this. Okay, kindly watch again this video, my dears, about Islam.
Islam is the second largest religion in the world, with over 1.5 billion followers. And like Christianity, Islam is a transnational religion, meaning that there are Muslims living in every country in the world, and there are many countries that are majority Muslim. Most Muslims will think of themselves as either Shia or Sunni, but there is tremendous diversity even within Shia Islam and within Sunni Islam that's often regionally dependent. Islam literally means submission, and so Muslims see themselves as coming to God with great humility. And for Muslims, submitting to God creates a radical sense of equality. The most sacred text for Muslims is the Holy Quran, which Islam will think of themselves as within Shia Islam and within Sunni Islam that's often regionally dependent. Islam literally means submission, and so Muslims see themselves as coming to God with great humility. And for Muslims, submitting to God creates a radical sense of equality. the most sacred text for Muslims is the Holy Quran, which most Muslims believe is the direct word of God as revealed to Muhammad through the angel Gabriel. And even though Muslims hold Christian and Jewish prophetic lineages as authoritative, for Muslims, the most important prophet and the final prophet is Muhammad. Muhammad brought Judeo-Christian monotheism to the Arab people about 1300 years ago. One of the most misunderstood concepts in Islam is that of jihad, which many people interpret as a holy war. But there is nothing holy about war. And what jihad actually represents is an internal struggle, the battle that's raging in our own heart. And all of our religious traditions talk about that internal struggle. In that respect, jihad isn't just a Muslim idea, but it's a reality of the human condition. In order to understand what animates Muslim life, it's helpful to think about the 5 pillars of Islam, which is an aspiration that most Muslims around the world have. The first pillar is Shahada, or the recitation of faith. There is no God but God, and Muhammad is his prophet. The second pillar is Salat, or ritual prayer 5 times a day facing in the direction of Mecca, the holiest of Muslim sites. The third pillar is Zakat, or charitable giving to the poor. A certain percentage of your salary every year would be given for philanthropy. The fourth pillar is Ramadan, or fasting during the holy month. That month changes each year. It's based on a lunar calendar, but Muslims will generally fast for a full month. For Muslims, developing a type of self-discipline through fasting will help ensure that they are able to follow the other tenets of their faith in a way that is equally rigorous and devotional. And the fifth pillar is Hajj, or the aspiration to undertake a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in your life. And through these 5 pillars, we see a global sense of community amongst Muslims, a shared sense of experience that really connects Muslims across time and space.
All right, so that's that. Yeah, he talked about the 5 pillars of Islam. Okay, and sorry about the my alarm clock. My clock. Okay, it fell down the keyboard. Okay, so sorry about that. Okay, now ethical standards of Islam. Okay, according to Islam, okay, whatever leads to the welfare of the individual or society is morally good, and whatever is injurious is morally bad. Okay, so the ethical system prescribed in Islam is eternally divine and forms the foundation of an Islamic society. Okay, whatever is good for other people is considered good, is considered morally good, and what is injurious to other people is morally bad. Okay, Islamic ethics prescribes its followers to zealously guard their behavior, words, thoughts, and intentions, and observe certain norms and moral codes in their family affairs, in dealings with relatives, neighbors, and friends, in their business transactions, in their social affairs, and in private and public life. Okay? So the unique, feature of the Islamic ethical state is that it encompasses, sakop niya, it permeates all spheres and fields of human life. Okay? So you do good, then that is considered as morally good. You do bad to other people, or you do bad in all aspects of your life, okay, then that is considered morally bad. Okay? So that's the ethical standards of Islam. Okay? And that concludes our discussion of Module 5 of our Gen 006 Ethics subject. Okay? If you have questions regarding our topic, feel free to send me a message in my messenger, or you may ask them in our subject group chat. Okay? Now, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more updates on the video discussions for ethics. So thank you everyone for watching this video discussion, and have a great day ahead. Goodbye, guys!